back. Example 2. Expected value standard deviation. Are we influenced to buy a product by an ad we saw on TV? National Infomercial Marketing Association determined the number of times buyers of a product had watched a TV infomercial before purchasing the product. The results are here. Number of times buyers saw information. So this is number of times. So this is again a discrete random variable. Here is percentage of buyers. For number of times an information was seen, 1, 27% of the buyers. What does that mean? 27% of the buyers saw the infomercial once. 31% of the buyers saw that infomercial twice, and so on. Okay, we can treat the information shown as an estimate of the probability distribution because the events are mutually exclusive and sum of the percentages is 100%. So compute the mean and standard deviation. So probability, notice you had initially information, percentage of people, of buyers. Now you convert it to decimals and that is your probability. Number of viewings and their respective probability. Multiply x with px. Add them all up. Add these things, right? X times px, 2 times 0.31, 3 times 0.18. That is x times px. Add all those guys up. That is 2.54. Take your x, subtract the mu, square it, then multiply by px. Add that all up. That's your standard deviation. This is your mean. Mean is called expected value. All right. So what does this say? So the average number of times a buyer views the infomercial before purchase is mu. To find the standard deviation, we take the square root of, so this is the variance and this is the standard deviation. Take square root. That is approximately 1.37. Okay. So given a probability distribution for a discrete random variable, you can quite easily find the expected value or the mean, and you can find the variance and take the square root of variance to get you the standard deviation. Linear functions of a random variable. Let's see what this means. Let a and b be any constant, x be a random variable, then you can construct a new random variable L, a plus bx. This is called linear function of x. Using some more advanced mathematics, the following can be proved. Let x be random variable, mean mu, standard deviation sigma. Then the linear function L equals a plus bx has a mean, which is a plus b mu, variance b squared sigma squared, and standard deviation, which is square root of b squared sigma squared. So square root of b squared is basically absolute value b times sigma. All right. So what is mu and sigma? Mu and sigma, these are the mean and standard deviation of my original x. If I take that x, multiply it by some number b, could be positive, could be negative. Add some number a, could be positive or negative. It doesn't matter. You get a new linear function. This is a new random variable whose mean is a plus b times old mean, whose standard deviation is absolute value of b times the old standard deviation. That's all this is about. Okay. This takes a little bit of analysis, but to prove this, but we are not going to prove it. We are just going to take this as a result. Linear combinations of independent random variables. So if you have two random variables, x1 and x2, they are independent if any event involving x1 by itself is independent of any event involving x2 by itself. Okay, this can be technically understood in examples. Right now, let's say that any event involving x1 by itself is independent of any event involving x2 by itself. That is, the events are independent. We know what independent events are from probability. All right. Sometimes we want to combine independent random variables and examine the mean and standard deviation of the resultant combination. Let x1 and x2 be independent random variables, and let A and B be any constants. Constants means you can take A and B to be any real numbers. Say 3 and 5. I'm just making it up. You take any of your favorite real number, any of your favorite another real number, and take a combination. This is called linear combination. A times first random variable plus B times second random variable. You get a new random variable W. And you can show using advanced mathematics that the mean of W is mean of the first guy times A plus mean of the second variable times B. All right. What about standard deviation? Standard deviation of the new W is square root of, so you see there is a square, A squared sigma 1 squared, B squared, sigma 2 squared. What are sigma 1 and sigma 2? They are standard deviations of the original x1 and x2. All right. So these two are important formulae. This is of course variance. Instead of, when you take away the square root, you are basically squaring the left, and that gets you the variance. All right. So this completes lesson 6.1 theory. Next videos will cover problems from lesson 6.1. Until then, bye.